The sky over Krakow is almost cloudless. The city's famous Old Town is visible in the distance. We're flying over unchecked suburban sprawl towards one of the largest aviation parks. Here, where Poland's oldest airport once stood, aircraft have been displayed for about 50 years. The open-air museum needed a reception building, and it got one, based on an idea as ingenious as it was simple.
You're certainly familiar with propellers or pinwheels. You can make one by taking a square, folding it diagonally, measuring and drawing lines, then cutting and folding it. And you end up with the kind of pinwheel children love to play with. Well, we did something similar. We folded these surfaces to make the basic shape of the building, especially the outside spaces. And this is now the building.
Based on his pinwheel idea, Berlin architect Justus Pysall won the international competition to design the building. The concrete and glass structure picks up on the basic measurements of the old hangar, 60 metres by 60, though that's only visible from the air. In contrast, the idea of giving the Aviation Museum wings can be recognised by anyone.
The building itself is meant to evoke real emotions and convey the poetry of flight in poured concrete. We intentionally chose a material that has nothing to do with airplanes or aviation. Rather than making something light and transparent out of steel, sheet metal or aluminium, which is what one might expect, we did just the opposite. We've put the building here and it's meant to stay here.
Nonetheless, the building doesn't feel earthbound. The curves of the concrete wings make it seem to hover just above the ground. Krakow's Aviation Museum is the first important cultural venue in Poland built by a German architect since the end of the communist era. At first, there were reservations. The trauma of Germany's occupation of Poland in World War II is deep-seated. The film shown in the museum cinema tells of the Polish people's pride in the collection. Some exhibits came to Krakow from Germany during the war. To this day, there are disputes over whether they're now German or Polish property. Justus Pysall said that didn't hinder his work. It also helped that the museum staff could discuss all the fine points with a single person, him. He wasn't only the architect, but also the general planner responsible for every detail down to the display cases. The budget was modest, just 13 million euros.
A simple box made of aluminium with a glass cover and lighting that allows the exhibits to be changed, because we didn't know what would be put on display. You have to remember, our budget was really tight. We had to be careful about what we suggested and then make sure we could still afford it.
Aluminium, glass, concrete, all together they create a stage for aviation, elegant, simple and serene. The aircraft themselves, one for each era in aviation history, hang and stand in the main hall as if they were about to take off, had just landed or were actually flying.
When you look at this space, it's the exhibits themselves that have an impact, because the background is a neutral shade of concrete. Whether it's a light blue plane or a silver or red one, it's the exhibit that comes into its own. And that was our aim. We looked at several museums and noticed that the architecture is often too dominant.
That can't be said of this museum building. Here there's a clear shape and understated but expressive details. Details like floating stairs that had to be fitted into the smallest possible space. Even if Justus Pysall still isn't satisfied with the lighting, the reactions from museum staff, visitors and experts are very positive. Whether by day or by night, this building communicates the poetry of flight. And what more could you ask from a museum of aviation?